Hey everybody, it's Kira and welcome back to my channel. So today I have my January wrap up for you guys. So this past month I did not read nearly as much as I normally do in January. I had a job this year, but also I was just like not feeling like reading for whatever reason. So I only read 3 books this last month when like in the past 2 Januaries I think I've read like 10 books. Because normally this is like my month off of school, but I'm just gonna talk about them. And they were all like okay books. There wasn't anything like fantastic. So my reading year has not gotten off to like the best start yet. But doesn't matter. You're here to hear my thoughts on these books, so I'll just get right into them. So I started off the month, I didn't read all of The Giver, but I read the second book, Gathering Blue. I'd only read The Giver before, and so I hadn't read any of the sequels, so I was kind of interested to see what the rest of the series was like. So Gathering Blue follows a main character named Kira, also spelled the same way, which was super fun and kind of weird because my name normally isn't in like a lot of books. But yeah, so we follow our main character Kira, and she lives in a completely different community than Jonas does in The Giver. So we're following like completely new characters, and Kira has a like damaged leg, so she's like not allowed to do a lot of things. But anyways, her mother has just died, and so she's kind of like, oh no, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna get thrown out of this community. And then they decide to kind of bring her into, I don't even remember what the name of it was, but like the place where they like house their important symbolic objects. And so they want her to help repair the singer's robe. So the singer is basically the person who tells their whole history, and so every like once a year, and when he does that he has this like specific robe that also has like a lot of detail of like the world history up until that point. So because Kira is good at embroidery and like sewing and things, she's given the task of like eventually of repairing the singer's robe. But then she kind of realizes that like not everything is as it seems, kind of like Jonas does, where like he kind of realizes that this society really isn't the best fit for him and is kind of keeping a lot of things hidden away. So at the end of the book, I was kind of surprised with the ending. I'm curious to see how, like, if the 2 stories will connect in future books. Honestly, it was kind of boring. There wasn't a whole ton that happened, but I was interested just because, like, it was very different. It kind of reminded me of the City of Ember series, where the second book, The People of Sparks, is, like, a different community, so you kind of have to figure out, like, how these connect. And then like the 4th book too is kind of weird, so I don't know. Eventually I will get around to finishing up the last 2 books in the series, and then I can say I will have read the entirety of this book, which like is just a gorgeous like copy of the book. So after that I read The Edge of Great. This is the Julian the Phantom's novelization, and it's written by Mikol Ostow. I don't know. She's written a bunch of other like intellectual property type things. So this is just the novelization of season 1 of Julian the Phantoms. We're still crossing our fingers, hoping for season 2. So if you haven't seen the show, please go watch it. It's all I can talk about nowadays. But I bought this book because I wanted to support my show. But the problem is it's really not an accurate representation of the show. Honestly, if you'd read this first and then watched the show, I think you'd be super impressed with the show, because they cut out a lot of the performances and a lot of the songs and things that happen in especially the latter half of the season, so in episodes like 6 through 9. It cuts out a lot of things. It cut out Perfect Harmony, which like I could not believe, because like that's one of A, the best songs, B, the best dance sequence. Like that dance is perfect. But yeah, in this book it goes from Julie in dance class to then Flynn's point of view after dance class, and we just kind of skip that. So I was actually like very disappointed by this book. I also haven't read a lot of the novelizations that come out about, like I know there's some High School Musical ones, and like a lot of times when they, especially if a show or movie is targeted towards kids, they'll give you like the junior novelization version of it. But honestly, like the show is so much better than this book, so I would encourage you guys to just like watch the show. If you don't know, quick synopsis, this girl named Julie, her mom died a year ago, and since then she hasn't been able to play music. But then she plays this CD in her garage, and these 3 ghosts appear, and it's these 3 boys who were in a boy band and they died in 1995 before they could hit it big. And they find out eventually that when the boys play with Julie, they can be seen by everyone. So they form a band called Julie and the Phantoms, and they help her rediscover her love of music. And there's a lot of like other crazy things going on as well. It's amazing. The music is fantastic. It's so good. The acting is incredible. Everything about it is amazing. So it's on Netflix. Go watch it. Tell your friends. It's great. But the book is kind of eh. And then the last book that I read this month was Momento by Amy Kaufman and Jake Kristoff. This is a prequel novella to the Illuminae files. I just randomly saw it on my Libby app as I was scrolling for a new audiobook to listen to fall asleep. It was available for me to borrow, so I was like, why not? I haven't read this yet. So they have all the voice actors, like different voice actors for different people, like they do with all the rest of the Illuminae files audiobooks, which I just absolutely love. And it was interesting, like, seeing Aiden before it was damaged, because I forgot about this, but in the Illuminae files when we start, it's already been through a lot. It's already been damaged, and so we only have this like damaged version of Aiden. So it was weird seeing Aiden as like strictly the computer, but then like starting to kind of learn some things. And it was interesting, like there was a turn where Aiden starts to refer to itself as I, and then like the people around it kind of are like, that's not right. And you follow like one main character kind of, but you follow like everybody also. I don't know. It was interesting. It was fun. If you've read the Illuminae files, I'd encourage you to just like check it out. It's only like an hour and a half long audiobook. Like it's very, very short novella. But it was super fun. It was good. It was cute. It was fun. I don't really have anything else to say about it. So yeah, that's it. Those are the 3 books that I read in the month of January. I'm hoping that like, because school is kind of picking up and I'm like getting into a more normal rhythm, I'm hoping that I will be able to like find time to read and kind of figure out a better schedule to do some fun reading instead of just school reading. But the other good thing is that I am taking a Jane Austen class, so it's like specifically about Jane Austen. So obviously we're reading a bunch of her works. Pride and Prejudice is our first one. That's the only one that I've read from her, but I'm excited to reread that and then read some of her other works. So I will probably count those in my fun reading because I wanted to read them anyways. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below, let me know if you've read any of these books or if you have suggestions for what you want me to read, or if you want to talk about anything. I'd love to chat in the comments below. And yeah, if you want to follow me on social media, all my links will be in the description as always. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!